Welcome back for this second introductory mini lecture, and I do hope that you take a look at the syllabus. The syllabus for the course, I think, is really straightforward. I do want to uh, signpost a few things. First, just a reminder that the lectures are kind of sequential. You'll go through the modules, and the first exam will be over the introductory material, the Constitution and federalism. I may or may not add a few lectures on state and local government, um, given the fact that I tend to fall behind. I usually have that as a category that I leave off. So I've recorded a few state and local government lectures, but I do not have them listed or published, and I will let you know about that. A few things. First of all, there will be online office hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 9. And certainly, I would encourage you, especially early in the semester, it would be nice to see a face, to say hi, even if you don't really have many questions, just to check in so that I can have a face to a name. This has probably been the greatest. I don't know if I'd call it regret, but certainly the greatest weakness of teaching in this format is in face to face. I get to see everyone, get to have a dialogue with you. Um, you know, this is pretty lonely. I'm teaching this course from my kitchen table, and if you're wondering, that is the Declaration of Independence behind me in my kitchen table, which tells you that yeah, I live with this stuff even when I'm not teaching. But just looking at myself, and then at the clock down in the left-hand corner of the computer, which tells me how much time I have left in the mini lecture. It's just not the same. I miss the face-to-face teaching. I'm not very technological. In fact, this is my first computer, and I didn't have my own computer until last fall. In fact, a couple days before the fall semester, my son and daughter took me to Best Buy in Modesto to buy a computer because when the pandemic hit in the spring, I used my son's computer. I don't know how to make a PowerPoint, so be patient with me. My guess is everyone taking this class, or almost everyone, is more technologically proficient than I was then. Now, certainly, having done this now for a full semester, I've learned a bit about the technology. I certainly feel a lot more comfortable this first day than I felt in the fall. In the fall, I had another professor help me with the technological aspects of the course. And now I feel comfortable enough doing it on my own, but I really, really miss seeing people. So I'm pleading for you. Come and visit at least once during the semester. If you're pretty independent, you probably don't need to do it often, but it would be nice to meet you a little bit. As I mentioned before, the format for the course is quite simple. I have type notes that I think are pretty good. They're pretty clear. I have 15-minute mini lectures that accompany them. Certainly, if something does not seem to make sense, email me. It's again in the syllabus, but it's the randall.r at mccd.edu. I'm pretty good at returning emails, usually within 24 hours. There was one period where I was a bit under the weather last semester. Thank goodness it wasn't COVID related, and I was a little bit delayed. But Other than that, I check my email every morning, and then I usually check it in the late afternoon or early evening. So I usually check it twice a day. So you should get a response fairly uh, quickly. In terms of the format, as I mentioned also earlier, um, the the grading is based on exams, and it's varied over the years. Last semester, I only had 3 exams, which is rare. Usually there are 4 exams. I've had as many as 5 exams. No matter how many exams I give you, I will drop the lowest exam. And for most people, I don't know. I don't think it's the hardest exam, but I think because until you get to know an instructor, they can tell you what the exam's like, but there's nothing like experiencing an exam. So usually for most students, the first exam is their lowest score, and it's the one that's usually dropped. So if there's 3 exams, your grade will be the best 2 out of 3. If there's 4 exams, it'll be the best 3 out of 4. If there's 5 exams, there would be the best 4 out of 5. There's also an option, and I want you to think seriously about this. And this isn't to get you to not do it or to do it. One of the options that comes along with your textbook, and I like your textbook. Your textbook is by Greenberg and Page. I will tell you that there is a political bias in the book. The authors are more liberal than I am. I consider myself pretty centrist. I'm a little bit maybe left of center. I think the conservatives in the class would probably think I'm liberal. Ironically, the students who are liberal in the class usually think I'm a conservative. So I would label myself as slightly liberal. And as you listen to the lectures, you can agree or disagree with my self-assessment of where I am. But there's no question when you read the book, I believe, will perceive them as more liberal than I am. But the reason I like the book is it's well written, it's clear. They explain terminology really well. It's not real confusing. So I think it's a very student friendly book. And if you kind of understand their bias, um, then you should be able to handle that with really no question at all. And in the book, there's an opportunity to do these Revel quizzes, and many of you have done Revel before. They're little short quizzes, 3, 4, 5 questions. Most of them are around 5 questions. And you can replace a test score if you do all of the Revel quizzes for the course, and if your average for the entire semester, not for one section, is higher than one of your test scores, you can replace a test score with the Revel test score. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Everyone is going to have their lowest test score dropped. But if you do the Revel and if you do well on it, you can replace another test score beyond that. There's good and bad to the Revel. The good thing is obviously it's I see it as extra credit. If you don't do it or if you do poorly on it, there's no penalty at all. But if you do well on it, you can use it to replace a test score so it can help you. Uh, I think that the quizzes are easy, so if you do them, your likelihood of doing well on Revel is quite high. The negative is there are a lot of quizzes and it's a lot of work, and you're going to put a lot more time and effort if you do these quizzes than you will ever do preparing for an exam. And I've had students start it and get about halfway through and say, I'm working harder on this than studying for the regular test, forget it. And then students have done a lot of work and there's no payoff for it. Now, personally, the way I would use the Revel is I wouldn't do them all. The way that I would use Revel is as I'm reading through my textbook, If a section didn't seem very clear, I would take the little quizzes as a diagnostic. Am I understanding the material? And then I would take the quizzes from the sections that I don't think I understand. And I may find out I understand it just fine, or I may go, wow, I don't understand it very well at all, and use it kind of as a refresher. But that's up to you. So the Revel is completely optional. If you do it, it can help you. If you don't do it, it cannot hurt you. So I think, if you have any questions about it, and um, my book rep is the person who put the Revel link in, and I think it explains, getting your textbook going and all of that. So if you have any problems with the Revel, let me know. But I will tell you, I had nothing to do with that, and I just told her the dates I wanted the sections done by, and she did that. So if there is a problem, communicate it to me, but realize that I won't be the one fixing it. I have somebody who will do that. In terms of the exams, I will put, I don't know, about 80 questions into a test bank, and they're my questions. I typed them all in. The computer will randomly choose 50 questions. The questions will be worth 2 points apiece. So if you got all 50 right, you'd get 100 points. I will add some extra credit. I'm thinking this semester I'm going to add 5 points of extra credit because my grade distribution was kind of off the charts with 10, which I had last semester. I experimented again. I've never taught online before, so usually what I do in face-to-face classes, the exams are usually about 82 to 85 questions, and the exam is worth 75 points, 1 point apiece. And so there's extra credit embedded into the test. So um, that's not true in this case. You will have an hour, 60 minutes to do 50 questions. I know when I started this at first, I only gave 45 minutes, and my students screamed like wounded animals. Randall, you haven't given us enough time. I listened. I only did that once. I took that suggestion from one of my colleagues who has taught online for years, and she only gives 45 minutes for 50 questions. So she suggested that to me. I told her that may work in the world of psychology, but not in political science. So you will have a full hour to do them. The schedule is, if I taught the course perfectly, because it's online, I'm going to try to stay close to that schedule, but realize that I tend to fall behind. So look for the announcements. I will have an announcement probably on average once a week, which will let you know kind of where you should be in your readings, and certainly for the first week, and maybe even a little bit more than a week. If you can get through the first chapter, primarily look through the lecture notes, listen to the mini lectures, and communicate with me in terms of whether these lectures are clear. So I think the syllabus is straightforward. Uh, The grade distribution is the typical 90%, 80%, 70%, 60% for A, B, C, and D. Um, and I guess that's about it. I hope you're going to enjoy the course. Usually students have enjoyed the course. I welcome you. Please again communicate with me. Come to office hour. I'd love to meet you. Take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.